हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो आज की वीडियो में हम शुरू करने वाले हैं एनसीईआरटी ज्योग्राफी क्लास 7 का बुक, जो कि है आवर एनवायरनमेंट। तो इसमें आज हम देखेंगे चैप्टर 1। हमारा चैप्टर 1 है एनवायरनमेंट। तो शुरू करते हैं हमारा आज का चैप्टर। After the long vacation, when Ravi started going to school again, he noticed that the only playground next to his school was dug up. People said that a huge building with many flats will be constructed there. Ravi was almost in tears when he realized that the big playground with its soft grass, marigolds, and butterflies is gone forever. He shared his feelings with his classmates. In the assembly, the principal too sadly observed, "See how our environment is changing." In the class, Ravi asked his teacher, "What is environment?" "Whatever you see in your surroundings," said the teacher. Ravi thought aloud. That means the school building, tables, chairs in the classroom, even that open field, the road, the garbage, my friends, all are parts of our environment. "Yes," said the teacher. "But wait, some objects are created by nature. For example, mountains, rivers, trees, animals. Others are made by people. For example, roads, cars, clothes, books. Now work in pairs. Make a list with your classmate sitting next to you of the creations of nature and by human beings." Rabi, Paramjit, Jesse, Mustafa, Asa were all excited about making the list. "Why is our environment changing?" asked Iqbal. "It's all because of our needs. They are increasing day by day. We are therefore modifying and at times even destroying our natural surroundings," the teacher replied. Environment is our basic life support system. It provides the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the land where we live. How do human beings modify this natural environment? The car fumes pollute the air, water is collected in a pot, food is served in vessels, and land is used to build factories. Human beings make cars, mills, factories, and manufacture containers. This is how human beings modify natural environment. From the above conversation, you understand that the place, people, things, and nature that surround any living organism is called environment. It is a combination of natural and human-made phenomena. While the natural environment refers to both biotic and abiotic conditions existing on the earth, human environment reveals the activities, creations, and interactions among human beings. Biotic, the world of living organisms, example plants and animals. Abiotic, the world of non-living elements, example land. Components of environment: natural, land, lithosphere; living things, biosphere; air, atmosphere; water, hydrosphere; human-made, buildings, parks, bridges, roads, monuments, industries. Human, individual, family, community, religion, educational, economic, political situation. Environment, French word environner or environner, meaning neighborhood. Natural environment: land, water, air, plants, and animals comprise the natural environment. You are familiar with the meaning of lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere from your previous class. Let us learn some more facts about these domains. Lithosphere is the solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. It is made up of rocks and minerals and covered by a thin layer of soil. It is an irregular surface with various landforms such as mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, etc. Landforms are found over the continents and also on the ocean floors. Lithosphere is the domain that provides us forests, grasslands for grazing, land for agriculture, and human settlements. It is also a source of mineral wealth. The domain of water is referred to as hydrosphere. It comprises various sources of water and different types of water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas, oceans, etc. It is essential for all living organisms. The atmosphere is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. The gravitational force of the earth holds the atmosphere around it. It protects us from the harmful rays and scorching heat of the sun. It consists of a number of gases, dust and water vapor. The changes in the atmosphere produce changes in the weather and climate. Plant and animal kingdom together make biosphere of the living world. It is a narrow zone of the earth where land, water and air interact with each other to support life. What is ecosystem? At an NCC camp that Ravi's class was attending, Jessie exclaimed, "What a heavy downpour! It reminds me of my home in Kerala. You should come and see how it pours and pours and pours over the lush green fields and coconut plantations." Hira from Jaisalmer explained, "We get no rains, we see only kikar and sand as far as the eyes can see, but you also find camels," said Ravi. Ecosystem. It is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live, all linked by transfer of energy and material. Hira says, "Not just camels. If you visit our desert, you will see snakes, lizards, and many insects too." Ravi wondered, why do the animals, the vegetation, and the way people live vary from place to place? Are they all related to each other? "Oh, yes, very much so," the teacher replied. Do you know, on 5 June every year, the World Environment Day is celebrated. All plants, animals, and human beings depend on their immediate surroundings. Often, they are also interdependent on each other. This relation between the living organisms as well as the relation between the organisms and their surroundings form an ecosystem. There could be an ecosystem of large rainforest, grassland, desert, mountains, lake, river, ocean, and even a small pond. Do you think the park in which Ravi and his friends played formed an ecosystem? Barter system. It is a trade in which goods are exchanged without the use of money. Human environment. Human beings interact with the environment and modify it according to their need. Early humans adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. They led a simple life and fulfilled the requirements from the nature around them. With time, needs grew and became more varied. Humans learned new ways to use and change environment. They learned to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead a settled life. The wheel was invented, surplus food was produced, barter system emerged, trade started, and commerce developed. Industrial revolution enabled large-scale production. Transportation became faster. Information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. Have you ever thought why you love eating a juicy watermelon in summer and hot roasted peanuts in winter? A perfect balance is necessary between the natural and human environment. Humans must learn to live and use their environment in a harmonious way. Nuri, a girl from Mizoram from Ravi's class, often talks about the lush green surroundings of her place. Seeing Ravi upset at having lost his playground, Nuri invited him to visit her home state during the coming vacation. Ravi's teacher asked the students to draw the landscape, houses, and activities of people and places they visit during the holidays. तो ये है इस चैप्टर का एक्सरसाइज। तो इसी के साथ हमारा फर्स्ट चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो गया है। क्योंकि ये छोटा सा चैप्टर था तो अभी हम शुरू करेंगे चैप्टर 2 जो कि है इनसाइड आवर अर्थ। तो शुरू करते हैं हमारा सेकेंड चैप्टर। द अर्थ, आवर होमलैंड, इज अ डायनामिक प्लैनेट। It is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. Have you ever wondered what lies in the interior of the earth? What is earth made up of? Interior of the earth. Just like an onion, the earth is made up of several concentric layers, with one inside another. The uppermost layer over the earth's surface is called the crust. It is the thinnest of all the layers. It is about 35 kilometers on the continental masses and only 5 kilometers on the ocean floors. The main mineral constituents of the continental mass are silica and alumina. It is thus called Cl, Si silica and Al alumina. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called SiMa. Si for silica and Ma for magnesium. Just beneath the crust is the mantle, which extends up to a depth of 2,900 km below the crust. Do you know the deepest mine in the world is in South Africa? It is about 4 km deep. In search for oil, engineers have dug a hole about 6 km deep. To reach to the center of the earth, which is not possible, you will have to dig a hole 6,000 km deep on the ocean floor. The innermost layer is the core, with a radius of about 3,500 km. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is called knife. Ni for nickel and Fe for ferrous, that means iron. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. Do you know the crust forms only 1% of the volume of the earth? 84% consists of the mantle and 15% makes the core. The radius of the earth is 6,371 km. Rocks and minerals. The earth's crust is made up of various types of rocks. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth's crust is called a rock. Rocks can be of different color, size, and texture. There are three major types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. When the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. Rocks thus formed are called igneous rocks. They are also called primary rocks. There are two types of igneous rocks: intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Can you imagine lava coming out from the volcano? Lava is actually fiery red molten magma coming out from the interior of the earth on its surface. When this molten lava comes on the earth's surface, it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. Rocks formed in such a way on the crust are called extrusive igneous rocks. They have a very fine grained structure. For example, basalt. The Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rocks. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the Earth's crust. Solid rocks so formed are called intrusive igneous rocks. Since they cool down slowly, they form large grains. Granite is an example of such a rock. Grinding stones used to prepare paste or powder of spices and grains are made of granite. Rocks roll down, crack, and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments. These smaller particles are called sediments. These sediments are transported and deposited by wind, water, etc. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. These types of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. For example, sandstone is made from grains of sand. These rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals, and other microorganisms that once lived on them. Igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. Word origin: igneous, Latin word ignis meaning fire. Sedimentary, Latin word sedimentum meaning settle down. Metamorphic, Greek word metamorphose meaning change of form. Fossils, the remains of the dead plants and animals trapped in the layers of rocks are called fossils. Rocks are very useful to us. The hard rocks are used for making roads, houses, and buildings. You use stones in many games. For example, 7 stones, Pittu, hopscotch, Tapu, or Kit, 5 stones, Gitti. Find out some more such games by asking your grandparents, parents, neighbors, etc. You will be surprised to know that one type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. This process of transformation of the rocks from one to another is known as the rock cycle. You have already learned when the molten magma cools, it solidifies to become igneous rock. These igneous rocks are broken down into small particles that are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. The metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form molten magma. This molten magma again can cool down and solidify into igneous rocks. Rocks are made up of different minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. Minerals are very important to humankind. Some are used as fuels, for example, coal, natural gas, and petroleum. They are also used in industries, iron, aluminum, gold, uranium, etc., in medicine, in fertilizers, etc. तो ये है इस चैप्टर का एक्सरसाइज। तो इसी के साथ हमारा चैप्टर 2 भी कंप्लीट हो गया है। तो आज के वीडियो में हमने चैप्टर 1 और चैप्टर 2 कंप्लीट कर लिया है। और अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और नोटिफिकेशन आइकन पर क्लिक कर दीजिए ताकि आपको सारे वीडियोस के अपडेट्स मिल सकें। और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो लाइक कर दीजिए। तो हमारा आज का सेशन यहीं तक था। थैंक यू, थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।